Gentlemen, cadre and cadets of the Gamecock Battalion, welcome to today's Veterans Day observance hosted by the commander of the Gamecock Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel John Wright. World War I, known at the time as the Great War, officially ended when the Treaty of Versailles was signed on June 28, 1919, in the Palace of Versailles outside the town of Versailles, France. However, fighting ceased 7 months earlier when an armistice, or temporary cessation of hostilities, between the Allied nations and Germany went into effect on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. For that reason, November 11th, 1918 is generally regarded as the end of the war to end all wars. In November 1919, President Wilson proclaimed November 11th as the first commemoration of Armistice Day with the following words: "To us in America, the reflections of Armistice Day will be filled with solemn pride in the heroism of those who died in the country's service and with gratitude for the victory, both because of the thing from which it has freed us and because of the opportunity it has given America to show her sympathy with peace and justice in the councils of the nations." The United States Congress officially recognized the end of World War I when it passed a concurrent resolution on June 4, 1926. A congressional act approved May 13, 1938, made the 11th of November in each year a legal holiday, a day to be dedicated to the cause of world peace, and to be thereafter celebrated and known as Armistice Day. Armistice Day was primarily a day set aside to honor veterans of World War I. But in 1954, after World War II had required the greatest mobilization of soldiers, sailors, Marines, and airmen in the nation's history, after American forces had fought aggression in Korea, the 83rd Congress, at the urging of the veterans service organizations, amended the Act of 1938 by striking out the word armistice and inserting in its place the word veterans. With the approval of this legislation, on June 1, 1954, November 11th became a day to honor American veterans of all wars. At this time, 10 members of the Gamecock Battalion will conduct a candle lighting ceremony. Each cadet will represent one of the 10 most costly conflicts in our nation's history. The cadet will then pass their flame on to the next cadet, symbolizing the American military's proud tradition of service and sacrifice to freedom, hope, and democracy.
American War of Independence, 25,000 American casualties.
War of 1812, 20,000 American casualties.
Mexican-American War, 13,283 casualties.
The American Civil War, 623,026 casualties.
The Philippines War, 4,196 American casualties.
World War I, 116,708 casualties.
World War II, 316 casualties.
The Korean War, 36,914 American casualties.
Vietnam War, 58,169 casualties.
Operations Iraqi Freedom, Enduring Freedom, and New Dawn, 6,274 American casualties.
At this time, the Gamecock Battalion will recognize one of our own fallen comrades. Major Edward J. Murphy, 36, of Charleston, South Carolina, died on April 6, 2005. Murphy was killed along with 17 others when the Chinook helicopter he was aboard crashed 80 miles southwest of Kabul in Ghazni Province, Afghanistan. He was assigned to U.S. Army Southern European Task Force, Camp Italy, Italy, where he worked as a signal officer. Murphy was a 1991 graduate of the University of South Carolina.
Battalion.
Company.
Attention.
Sound off for roll call. Cadet Medina.
Here, Sergeant Major.
Cadet Morrison.
Here, Sergeant Major.
Major Murphy. Major Edward Murphy.
Present.
Present.
Armed.
Order.
Armed.
Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of the Gamecock Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Wright.
Thanks, Miss Conlon. Good job. Proclamation for Veterans Day. Stand at ease. Since 1919, Americans have paused to remember the service and sacrifices of the men and women who have defended the American way of life. Our veterans have enlisted in peacetime and wartime, placing themselves in danger, serving with honor under difficult circumstances, and often making the ultimate sacrifice to keep our nation free. We owe a great debt to those who have assumed the ultimate responsibility of citizenship. On that first Armistice Day, Americans marked the end of World War I, the war to end all wars. Yet as we have seen, foes of liberty continue to emerge, requiring the steadfast service and resolve of our soldiers, sailors, airmen, marine, and Coast Guardmen. During almost a century of conflict and change, the courage and commitment of our military men and women have never faltered. It is their strength that has sustained us through these uncertain times and ensured our interests are protected, both at home and abroad. We encourage you to thank those who serve today and the generations who came before them. Take the time, not just tomorrow, but every day, to honor our fallen and wounded heroes, remember the missing, and recognize all those who today fight to defend our country and our freedom. Signed, Raymond F. Chandler III, Sergeant Major of the Army. Raymond T. Odierno, General, United States Army, Chief of Staff. John M. McHugh, Secretary of the Army. For some of you, this is the first Veterans Day that will truly mean something to you, because you are now part of the proudest fraternal organization the world has ever known, the American Fighting Force. For some of you, a little like me, a little bit older, this Veterans Day will recall those that we love, those that we care about, who on this earth will never spend another Veterans Day with. But tomorrow I'm going to be especially honored that I serve this Veterans Day with you all, because every one of you has decided to be part of that less than 1% who, in the words of the Old Testament, when asked, "Who shall I send?" you raised your hand and you said, "Here I am, send me." So for that reason, I'm proud to be your commander. I'm proud to be observing Veterans Day with you. Always remember that from the 600,000 Americans we lost in the Civil War to the over 6,000 that we've lost in the last 10 years in recent combat, every one of those individuals represents a father, a daughter, a son, a mother, someone that was very special. And you carry on that legacy. So you should be very proud of yourself and be very proud of the person standing to your right and left. God bless you. God bless your families. God bless our brothers and sisters who even at this very moment may be in harm's way. God bless America. Cadet Lee, take charge of the battalion and move them out for training.
Battalion.
Company.
Attention.
At ease. What we're going to do today, we're going to conduct an